Hey everyone, have a here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be going over the data download for the Worldwide Celebration Part 2. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So for me, it's kind of getting late, so I figured I'd just really quickly make this data download video. The JP version came out a few hours ago. I just waited for the global version to ended up dropping. And I just wanted to go over all the details that we have here. First and foremost, this is going to be the login screen, probably going to be the wallpaper that we're going to be getting as well. Of course, this is going to be highlighting Movie 10 Second Coming. That's really what it looks like it's going to focus on. And we have the news on when basically Part 2 begins, however, not the dual LRs that's going to be dropping, the Dokkan Fest exclusive or the Carnival. Of course, we also ended up finding out yesterday that we were getting the EZA2, the Tech LR Super Saiyan Broly, earlier than I expected, and now we're also going to be getting a free-to-play Super Saiyan Trunks, Kid Trunks, and then the EZA to the movie hero Videl as well. So that is what we are looking forward to. Let's go ahead and dive into the units in of itself. You know what? I'll start by actually going with the Videl first because, well, you know what? Let's actually quickly go over the EZA Broly. I went through a full breakdown. The only thing that I was hoping for that we did not find out in yesterday's preview is this down here, and unfortunately they did not change the transformation skill. The condition that it is still going to stay as the fourth turn, so technically you're going to be trying to float this unit versus keeping them in the main rotation at the start of the fight. It's going to be very interesting how you actually manage this with movie heroes, the movie heroes team. I'll also look at some other teams as well and see how this unit actually works. It's incredibly good when you transform, but basically when you first start out, and I did miss a translation here, was also greatly raises defense on the 18 key super attack for the non-transformed. So it is still going to be fairly strong once you get all the stats boosted up. So just looking at the passive skill really quickly, I don't have to go over all this other stuff here, but passive skill here is going to be keep us 200%, additional attack defense 120% when super attacking, an additional 120% when ultra super attacking. So you're going to get all this here, right? Plus an additional 50% if there is a target enemy attack down or defensive down status, plus 3 to key. That's going to be important. And has a high chance of becoming a super attack of the additional attack when facing one enemy, and then guaranteed super attack and keep us 5 when facing 2 or more enemies. And again, that transformation happens on the 4th turn. So again, if you end up floating this unit, you should then be able to transform after the next time it comes into the rotation. But it is start of the battle, which is quite nice. So when you transform here into the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, then he just is a absolute monster. Just look at just all the stats he ends up getting in terms of offensive output. He is still going to be fairly good on defense as well. And it's going to be key plus 4 attack defense 220%, plus an additional 120% to attack defense when performing a super attack. Also on top of that, you're going to have an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack, so you're going to be able to proc this right here that raises attack defense for 1 turn. You have greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn on the 18 key, and then chance of performing critical hit for extreme class allies for 2 turns, plus an additional 166% to attack and guards against all attacks when performing an ultra super attack. So this is the most important thing that you're going to be doing with this Broly here. You got to get that 18 key up. What I wish they would have done, and again, it could have just been way too broken, was the attack and defense 220, or not 2020, 220, the attack and defense 120%. Then I guess they added this on here that's going to give you that 30% boost on top of the 50% boost. Actually, this is a 20% boost, right? That's 30% boost because this is for 1 turn. And right here, the additional attack 166% would have been nice for them to add 166% to defense as well. But of course, we get guard instead. I think I'd rather, in a sense, take that versus an all stat boosted unit here. You get another 100% for attack down or defensive down, and then key plus 4 versus key plus 3, and then key plus 6. This is for facing one enemy, and this is for facing 2 enemies. You have a great chance now of becoming a super attack here, and then a automatic super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. So again, the damage output is gonna be tremendous, right? So this unit has quite a bit of high stats here, 24, almost 21, and then 13,275 for defense. And then you do have this active skill here. So if you any point in time for some reason you're missing key, or like, I'm in a particular tight position here, or just want to almost nuke the enemy, you get this active skill here. You can activate this right away, key plus 24, and then an additional 48% attack for 1 turn on top of everything. So there you have the EZA2 Tech Broly. Again, I think transformation state, very, very good. Busted, really offensive unit, and still a very good defensive unit there. It's just the issue of the non-transformed state that is, they could have provided some reprieve, even though, yes, there's a ton of stats here, some extra reprieve of damage mitigation or something of that nature for this 1 turn. So then you can go ahead and float and not, have a tough situation. Now, another way you can look at it, if you're going to float it, you do have the opportunity, if you, for some reason, have that first position open, and you can move Broly, the Carnival Broly, into second position, so you can then boost and support this Broly here in the transformed state. So that is an option as well, but I can go over that maybe in another breakdown video once we EZA this unit and test them all out. So anyway, let's go ahead and look into the free-to-play Super Saiyan Trunks here. Free-to-play Super Saiyan Trunks is interesting. I figured that we might get a Goten as well. This make me now thinking that we're going to get a banner Goten, because also we have this EZA to this movie hero Videl as well. So of course, not many characters really in movie 10, The Second Coming. So if we get this Trunks here and we're going to get EZA here, I think Goten might just be the banner unit, just by process of elimination. And of course, Family Kamehameha Gohan is probably going to be the Carnival unit. And I'm going to most likely agree with the entire community that the legendary Super Saiyan Broly is going to be the part 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, even though I have this contrarian view that they're not going to give us 2 extreme Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs in 1 year. I had this whole video about it if you want to check it out and just give my mindset of like why I was making that video at that time about a week ago. But it seems like this is going to be the first ever year that we're going to get 2 extreme class Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, and coming from, in this case, movie 10 Second Coming. Anyway, this unit here is probably going to EZA, right? So it's only 50% support here, so it's probably going to EZA, or leader skill here. It's going to EZA. This has greatly raises defense for 3 turns, raises allies by defense for 3 turns. This is pretty nice. That's a nice little buff there. For 1 turn, classes allies here. Keep us to 140%, plus an additional 140%, and launches additional attack, has a high chance of becoming a super attack when there's another Hybrid Saiyans category attack in the same turn. Then you have Hybrid Saiyans category allies. So I think if this EZAs, this might actually be keep us to 50%. So free to play 50% support for Hybrid Saiyans could be very interesting. Key plus 1 and 25% to allies, who include Gohan or Goten. So there's some additional boost there. Within the character's attacking turn for 4 turns from the character's entry turn. Okay, so this is where that extra buff for these particular units on top of this. I can still see them boosting up a little bit higher if they do EZA this unit. So plus an additional defense 40% when receiving attack, high chance of evading. So if you receive an attack, You might need a lot more than that if you are going to get received attack, but you have a high chance of evading, which is nice, plus additional chance of evasion 20%, so you'll get that great chance if you're the first attacker in the turn. Okay, free to play unit, first attacker, good luck. Hey, you know, shout out to Jay Fanta out there. He's probably loving this unit. Plus an additional attack, 140% temporary, and a temporary high chance of performing a critical hit upon character's next attack after evading an enemy's attack. Plus an additional chance of evading enemy's attack, plus 20% up to 20% turn within the next attack turn when the character evades 5 or more attacks. Oh, so that'll be 90% after 5 evasion. Interesting. But of course, to get to 70, you have to be in the first position. Oof. Okay. Active skill here. Defense plus 40% directs enemies attack towards the character. That's the taunt mechanic. Hybrid Stings category. Allies keep us 4. You can do this when you can evade 5 or more enemies attack. Okay. So directs it. So taunting, and then you're gonna get 90%. Still 10% chance you're gonna get killed though. Anyway, link skills here, categories here. Stats are way low. Yeah, this has the easy A. This has the easy A. It's 10,000, 10,000, 7,000. Yeah, for it to be any kind of relevancy. Speaking of easy A's, let's look at the movie hero Videl. Leader skill doesn't really matter there. Super attack greatly raises defense for 1 turn, and then greatly lowers defense for a enemy. Is this the easy A? Okay. Passive skill here, key plus 1 up to 3, and attack defense 50% up to 150 per movie heroes category ally on the team. Okay, so you have to run this team on a movie hero team. Well, really, 3 characters need to be on the movie heroes category because it's maxed out 150. Chance of evading enemies attack, including super attack, 5% up to 15% per movie heroes category. Okay. Same thing, that's 3. Oh, you have to be a first attacker in the turn as well. Okay. Alright. That's tough. You better be doing more than this when it comes to evasion. Plus, additional attack, 120% when performing a super attack. High chance of evading enemy attack. So that's your 50%. So this will get you 65%. Plus an additional defense 120 for 5 turns after evading attack. Okay, that's good. The stat needs to be a lot higher, your defense. Plus an additional 50% defense and chance of evading enemy's attack plus 8% within the same turn. Okay, so that is 65 plus 8. That's a little over 70%. And then all allies, so support unit, 30%, keep us 1 30%, plus an additional 20% to all allies for 2 turns. Okay, and launches additional attack that has a high chance of putting super attack if you're the first position. You aren't evading enough, and there's not enough defense for you to be first position. No way. And this is already easy aid. No way. Yeah, this is tough. Again, this is going to be good for free-to-play players out there. You're generally not running these types of units in first position. They should have had a 3rd position option for the both of these, just in case you don't have a particular unit. You wouldn't need to fill in on a team. You know, for free-to-play characters, they need to always provide a 3rd position option if they're doing position benefits. First position for free-to-play units, just interesting. Anyway, of course, this is just what we pretty much care about now. Let's also look in the news. So this is, in a sense, provided for us prior to the data download, but we have some new stages coming with basically the 2nd stage. This is probably Cellmax 2 type of, probably not as hard, but, you know, Cellmax 2 type of thing there. You have Legendary Super Saiyan Broly for you to then recruit there. I thought this was card art for the possible LR Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, so I guess this was a part of the active skill for the LR tech. The problem is I generally skip active skills, so I've seen it a couple of times. I just didn't remember it actually came from the Carnival Tech Broly as the asset there, but it could still sneak something in for the LR. Again, not fully confirmed. I have this other weird theory, a contrarian view. I might update my timeline video to describe what I'm thinking about here in terms of the news and all the data download, but that's pretty much about it. We have, of course, probably some additional missions that we're able to do here in the data download that's upcoming. You know, we have this right here to boost that up. We have, is there more summoning ticket missions? Okay, good. Of these. Alright. And these are going to be the new missions that we're going to be seeing pretty soon. A lot of it has to do, of course, with Legendary Super Saiyan Broly and movie 10, right? So it's part of the story. And then you're going to see some opportunities, I would say, for Carnival to be Family Kamehameha. That's what it just, again, it was the most logical. It was the most pretty basic prediction for it. Again, I just went a different way, but it just seems like we're going the logical route for part 2, which is fine. So anyway, with that, hope you guys enjoyed this video here. Again, just quick data download. It probably wasn't very quick. Was it 16 minutes? Holy smokes. So if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkan, and we'll catch you next time. Later.